Okay, we are testing Elden Ring, and you can see in the bottom right-hand corner we're on app version 1.02.2. And this is going to be on the GTX 1066GB. We're going 1080p, and we're using some custom quality settings. Basically, I used the medium preset, but I turned anti-aliasing quality back up to high and turned the texture quality back up to maximum because I should have enough VRAM for that. We're going to go ahead and continue into my game, but what I specifically want to test out is the tree sentinel area on this patch. I've tested this patch on my RTX 3080, and I felt there was far less stuttering in that location. However, one thing I didn't do was reinstall the graphics driver, because it's possible, if this is an asset loading issue, that it could have been being solved by just having loaded the assets more frequently now. So what I want to do now is test this game out a bit on my other graphics card, and I also just reinstalled the graphics driver. So let's do a little bit of combat here, and you'll want to keep an eye on both the frame rate as well as the frame time graph. If you see large spikes in the frame time graph, that's how you can tell if there's any kind of stuttering. So to be clear, having reinstalled the graphics driver and being on an entirely different graphics card, if there had been any shaders cached or anything like that, that should be erased now, and we should now be seeing the actual fresh install type performance on this new patch. There was a big stutter right there. Did you guys see that? That was a big stutter. So I guess I'll confirm at least that not every large stutter has been solved by this patch, although I'm quite curious whether or not, again, the tree sentinel area is going to have any kind of issues. Can I actually just win this fight, please? Shields are cheating, man. Okay, let's go ahead and run through a little bit more in this area and then teleport on down to that tree sentinel. Probably should have stabbed him in the back rather than letting him get his shield up. Ah. But you know what? Let's actually get a whole bunch of enemies on the screen and just kind of run around and see what happens. So again, on the fresh install, we should see if as I get into new locations or things like that, whether there is asset loading stutters. We did see that one large stutter at the beginning. Also, I'm just curious about the performance on the lower end card here. Again, this is medium settings, but with a few things turned back up. Like I said, for the most part, it's feeling good. Oh, wow, and right as I said that, I jinxed it. Wow, that was a huge, huge stutter, and in the middle of combat. So I think I might have to revise the opinion I had on my RTX 3080 video that I released, where I felt like the stutters had not completely disappeared, but that they had significantly improved. And I've got to say that there's still some stuttering in combat when you've initially loaded. But what I do think I can say then here is that this does seem to be confirming that it's a bit of an asset loading issue the first time you load them, which can be an issue a lot in poorly programmed DX12 games, to be honest. It's also looking like we're able to mostly hold around 60 FPS at these settings, but not quite completely hold 60 FPS. There was another large stutter. Ah, this is kind of disappointing, guys. I had felt on my other card test that this was doing better, but maybe it's not. Okay, so one place that I had consistent issues on previous patches was the tree sentinel, who is near this initial point when you leave the tutorial area. So let's load into this section and test it out, because this was better when I tested it on my 3080, and it had been a repeatable stutter. Okay, there's the big stutter. We dropped down to like 20 FPS there. And by the way, if you're trying to blame my CPU or my RAM or anything like that, this is a R9 5950X and 32 gigabytes of pretty high-speed RAM, so it's definitely not the hardware. Other than the graphics card, but the graphics card shouldn't have to stutter like that. Now what I'm curious is whether that stutter will happen again. On previous patches of the game, it was repeatable every time I kind of walked through this portion of the area. I wonder if this time it was just loading in the higher level of detail on the tree sentinel itself, and then now that it's loaded, maybe it won't repeat. Every time I walk through this general area, it used to trigger. Let's run back here a couple of times, and then I'll even try out some combat on the tree sentinel, although I'm sure I'll lose. Do I want to lose my souls just for this test video? Oh, sorry, my they're not souls. What are they in this game? Runes. Runes. Okay, let's see if there's any stutters in the combat. Wow, I might not last long in the combat. Oof. Hey, I survived that hit because I was drinking my potion. Just let me drink my potion. Let me drink my potion, guys. Oh, we are dead. We died. Okay, so it didn't seem too stuttery. I mean, I didn't have my eye on the frame time graph, but during that actual combat, but man, we certainly are still seeing some big stutters as we load. So maybe it's just that the more you play the game, the less you see it, just because it is just a shader or whatever it's called, compiling or caching issue. Getting some stutters there, but I'm not feeling these as badly. Interesting. Kind of like to run out into this area and see what happens. Because we can also do a bit of a performance test. This area with the trees and shadows and everything tends to be a bit harder frame rate wise in general when I'm playing on my 3080 at 4K. Seems to also be a bit challenging here for the 1060. We were dropping down to about 50, 55, 53. It's not looking like these settings are going to get us a lock 60, even regardless of the stutters. Feeling fairly smooth at the moment, though. Kill the squirrel. Oh man. Should I take on this bandit camp for the end of the video? Or should we load into another boss fight or something? Hey, my message was appraised, guys. Do you want to know what my message is? My message is try rolling by a box, a breakable box near the edge of a cliff. So if you roll at it, you fall off the cliff and die. So somebody must have just upvoted my message in classic Dark Souls fashion. What I'm trying to get to here, guys, is I know there's a cave right here. Oh, there's an enemy right behind me. I was gonna say there's a cave there where it should load in some other enemies, like some wolves or something, which should give us a chance to look for more stutters on loading a different type of object. Frame rate here dipped around 50 for a bit. So let's just try out running into this cave and seeing what happens. I don't have a torch, so it's gonna be dark in here, guys. Okay, we got some wolves. Let's see if we stutter while we fight the wolves. I probably shouldn't do it this way, but hey, you know what? Oh geez, I'm gonna get surrounded. We're gonna die. Dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll. There was definitely a smarter way to engage those wolves. I am quite certain of it. Okay, okay, okay. It's fine. This is fine. Not seeing any stutters yet, though. And why? Right? Look, I jinxed it, guys. Massive stutter as soon as I say not seeing any stutters. So I do feel like the stutters are still there. Look at that frame time graph if you're not sure what I'm talking about. It can be hard to feel the stutters in a YouTube video. When you're playing, you will absolutely feel that. I'm just trying to get out, guys. I just want to get out of here. Where's the way out? Where's the exit? Where's the exit? I don't want to lose my souls. I losed my souls? I can't even speak. Let's try out one more location before we end the video. I do have a boss fight kind of thing loaded up. It's near where we started out. I don't think this would be super spoilery or anything. This is fairly early into the game. I've only been playing it an hour or so. So I think from here, we can load into a boss fight and check if it's stuttery in that boss fight, and then I will get a "you died" screen because there's no way that I win the boss fight. This is not where I wanted to be, guys. Is there not one further up? Jeez, I clicked the wrong thing. Here we go. Sorry for the load screens. No time to edit the video. You've got a fast forward button. Skip to when I've loaded. Most of you probably exited the video already, guys. But we've got a boss fight right here. Let's go ahead and traverse the mist. Okay, a little stutter just as we went through the door, but that's just loading into a new room. No combat actually happening, so I can accept that. Okay. So I died pretty quickly there. Didn't seem too bad. I'd like to test that a bit more, though. So if you guys want to hang out while I die to this boss one more time, we'll see what happens. This is as far as I actually am in the game. I think I should probably farm some enemies and upgrade my gear. Because I pretty much made it this far, like, live during a benchmark video on my 3080. And that's about all we've got. Okay, so he has projectiles. Excellent. Love to see it. Okay. Let's try to get in close, maybe. A lot of times in Dark Souls, you just get in close and hit him in the feet. Is that what I should do? I think I'm just bad. Okay, yeah. I think I'm just bad. I think I need some more leveling up and upgrades to my weapons as well. Oof. Although I will say, at least it doesn't appear to be stuttery, at least noticeable to my combat stuttery during the battle. Definitely not winning this one though, guys. And there it is. Put these foolish ambitions of a game not stuttering to rest, guys. Hopefully this was useful info for you if you're on a 1060 or just wondering if the stuttering got fixed. I guess we gotta say no. Have an excellent day though.